Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a lesson at my coach's barn on Flash, as well as a ride through the GoPro on Striker and some goofing around with my herd. Here I'm just showing you Flash got his brand new Duplos put on. Duplos are composite shoes that I prefer to use on my horses over steel. From this side you can see his mane is a little long, and you can see he still has his clip remaining to be shed out. So we're going to give him a good groom and shorten his mane. To shorten my horse's mane, I use thinning shears and a comb. And the first thing I do is comb through the mane, which I didn't really show you, and then I start trimming horizontally and then vertically, slanted backwards, slanted forward, moving up and down the neck. I find this gives the most natural finish to the mane instead of looking like a bowl cut. It does take me some time to work it. I don't just cut it all to one length. I just keep combing and going in and thinning out and trimming until I like the final product. Here I'm grabbing my shop vac to blow all the dirt out of his coat. It was the end of April, this video is a little late, but still a little cool in my region to be bathing him fully. So I still wanted to turn him out nicely for the lesson and make him gleam, so I do that by blowing the dust out using the reverse setting on a shop vac. Once I'm done using the shop vac, I use my dandy brush to flick away all the fine dirt and dust that I've just stirred up from the depths of the coat. This brush in particular is a Beastie brush. It's just a cheap synthetic one you can get at Dover, but they're my very favorite dandy brushes. Next I have this super soft natural bristle polishing brush, and it just helps to pick up all the super fine particles left behind by the stiffer brush. Finally, I'm going to brush out his tail. I did put detangler in it, I just didn't film it. I never brush my horse's tail without detangler because I find it just pulls out too much hair. You can see Flash has a very long, beautiful tail. Once he was done being beautified, I just took him out to the round pen, which has grass growing in it, to let him have a little graze while I pack the trailer with all my tack. And this is just to let him unwind and chill out a little bit before the hour-long trailer ride to my coach's barn.
Wait. And free.
Having him out in the sunlight like this really shows off the gleam in his coat. And part of that is from feeding, and part of that is from the grooming routine I use. There, that little Winnie was just one of the horses in the field, talking to Flash. But around here you always have an audience, no matter what you're doing or where you're doing it. Here I'm just changing out my composite stirrup irons for regular irons, regular Phyllis irons. I usually ride Flash in the composites. I really like composites. I know some people find it hard to get them back if you lose them, but I don't find I have that issue. But hot pink composite stirrups aren't really going to work for a mini metal class. Or metal class, which is kind of what we're training for. So I'm just switching out my irons because might as well get used to riding in the gear that we would be showing in. And a little tip for anyone out there who doesn't often change their irons or has trouble getting their leathers back on, it is like 100 times easier to get your leathers on and off when the saddle is not on your horse and there's no tension on the billets. When you have it girthed down, it's exceedingly difficult. I like to use protective carrying bags to store my saddles, especially when I'm traveling. So this one is from Greenhawk. It's a Shedro brand bag, heavily padded with a nice flannel interior. My saddle goes in. Here I just grabbed Flash's shipping halter from the little barn because I had a rope halter on him. If you saw him earlier, I do not ever haul my horses in rope halters I guess I shouldn't say ever. I really try to avoid it because
Good
it's fairly
boy.
dangerous. They won't break for anything.
Good man. Boy.
Once we're in the trailer, I just get his shipping boots and put them on. These are Enki brand over the hock, over the knee shipping boots. I quite like them. They're getting a little beat up. And then I lead him around back. He does self-load into the trailer, which means I stay on the outside and drive him into the trailer. A lot of people think this is showing off, which confuses me. It's a much safer way to load horses.
Oh. Good boy.
Now we
I'm
are
just filming
at
him get.
the riding club, and the riding club is right next door to my coach's barn. There was an event going on, so we're kind of parked in the boonies in the back. I put on his open front jumping boots first. They're the Cavalier Pro, just white open front tendon boots. And then he has an Ogilvy baby pad with girth loops added and the thin line half pad. And next I put on his saddle and do up his girth. I do it up fairly loosely on both sides, and then I go back to the right, tighten it a little, and then I tighten it again maybe once, twice more as I'm walking over. So that's his outfit of the day.
Even contact at all times, both sides of the mouth. Thumbs on tongue. That's much better. Good, and do the same each heels adjust without peeking at that left ring. Thumbs on top. That's it. Good. Fix your top, bend your elbows a bit. That's it.
So I don't want to talk over my coach too much here, but basically the big thing I'm working on, especially with Flash, is that I like to grab at him with my left hand especially. And you'll hear my coach, he does have a strong French accent.
Our hips went a little bit left and our eyes went down and right. Okay, change direction to that natural one again.
So I really do struggle picking with my left hand, and it's a conscious thing that has improved, and hopefully you'll see that in the more recent videos, because this one is about 4 months old.
Good, better. Good, Annie. Super. Okay, right. Good. Make sure your hands go lower than the sides of the base. Keep them right above the neck. So you can really pull your arms, not your shoulders over the jump. Good. Okay, careful with tilt on that landing there. Make sure you allow yourself to be straight before and after. Careful that left hand, left hand, left. That's it. Go to that line again. Better. your left hand. Keep your hands apart the neck so you don't get straight, having them behind your shoulders. Good. Sucking on your right leg now. So now the canvas is up. Good. Good.
And there I requested the Liverpool be put in because there is one in the metal class and I didn't have one at home. There I went off course, and that's what all the strange sound effects are about.
Left hand. Just trust your right arm. Don't overcorrect with your side. It's not already falling right. You need to have that right side, right? Let go of your left. Have your right side. Good. Better. Do that 9 again. Again, you're crossing your left hand over. You should do that with both hands wide being straight. Better. Much better. Go back to trot and walk. And what I love is that once again, just because of your jump in, your 5 wasn't that far away. If you hadn't questioned it and kept riding the way you were down that line, the 5 was right there. Right? Sounds good? Let's do the yellow line one more time, Susan. Good. Going wide, same ride. Don't get stronger, keep yourself smooth. You got it. Green and yellow. Good. Round. No, why would we go inside? Good. Leave a foot. Cross your left side, follow right. Don't tip on the landing. Alright, change direction, do that middle foot to the right also again. A lot of patience and the consistency. Keep focusing on that straightness of your body before and after. Right now you haven't been tweaking too much on your wrist, so make sure you keep trusting that. That's better. Good, Alison. Go back to front and walk, catch your breath. Good, I like that following hand. You see, you don't need that too much contact, right? That's okay, that was a big one. Good, not too bad. The eyes went down with tip. He was trying that right knee. That's fine. Fix your lead, then change direction, and you're going to start with your blue and white. Blue and white there, then. That's it. That's okay. Good job. Trust the hands go with him, the legs behind. That's fine, you made it happen. Good job. Go back to trot and walk. You got the lefty. That I know you questioned, but that's one thing. In the equestrian class, now you're in the 3 last one to the jump. Make it the best. I mean, I love your decision. You kept the 3, you close your legs, you catch the 7. The rub on the backside, you just feel really hard.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit flat on his backhand.
But I think I was tentative because I got a little left behind.
Yeah.
And sometimes when
But then because he's on the left bit, I told you, he stepped more than what you thought.
Yeah.
And then you put the 7 and the time before the counter, and you go on the 8.
Yeah.
Good.
So now I'm done my lesson and I'm just untacking him before we go home. The first thing I do is undo my bridle so I can put my halter back on so he's secured at the trailer. And then undo my girth and take my keepers off my billets so I can take the pads off and put my saddle back in its case. And of course we need a treat for a good pony. Especially when my horses are sweaty, I like to curry comb them before I put them in the trailer. I often won't brush their hair flat again, but I'll do this to remove some of the crusty sweat and also stand any of the hair up that's still damp so they can dry off on the way home. Now that we're home, I'm just using some water and my sponge brush to sponge him off. This removes all the sweat from his coat and helps prevent sun bleaching and makes him more comfortable. Next, I do like to put on a sun protection spray. So this is Suncoat SPF. I also sometimes use Veteralin Sheen, which has coat sunscreens in it.
Hey. Wait. Wait. Free. Excuse me.
So now that we're back home, it's time to take Striker for a ride.
Oh boy.
I was just flatting him this day. We had a little bit of trouble with the neighbor's mare. She's extremely aggressive across the fence. I edited most of that out because there was some language in there, but she was pitting her ears and charging the fence, and it was making Striker a little bit upset. So here I'm turning on my Equestrian sensor, and you can see I have all my horses in there, and I'm just connecting to the sensor here. I really like this and was planning on doing a product review of it. I did order the new one that's going to be sent to me this month or next, and it has the built-in heart rate monitor. So I'll be showing you guys that. I really do like this system. I think it's very helpful for training, especially when you ride alone.
Hey. You're still too little for riding. I know. One day you will be big enough. Hi. Yes. Oh. Good. Boy. Hi, Diamond.
And like I said earlier, you always have an audience around here.
What
I don't
are you
always
doing?
let the herd of horses in my
Herdo?
arena like
So
this.
coming for a ride?
A lot of people will tell you this is very dangerous, and I somewhat agree. It depends on your experience level. Here, I just think of it like they move horses using horses out on the range, and this is not really any different. If your horses are respectful and know to move away from the boss, and they are taught all the time from a young age that it's not acceptable to be bossy to humans, whether they're on a horse or not, and they're not to have an
Hey,
opinion
Molly.
at my horse while I'm on that horse.
Watch out, Nick.
I do find doing this in a way that you're prepared reduces the risk and really helps with things like the warm-up rings at shows, because here you just have horses like trotting and cantering
Abby.
and moving in and out as they please, and that can upset the horse you're riding if they have some herd-bound problems.
Abby. Get out
Here
of
you
there.
can see my mare's in heat, and I'm just pushing her off the fence, and you can see
Hey.
that very aggressive mare and her behavior towards the horse I'm riding. Obviously not a horse that's been taught to be respectful. And here we're just doing our trot. I'm just trying to get him nice and loose and going. His head does look a little higher in the video because I'm using a chest mount, not a head mount, but you can see in his shadow he's actually quite nicely framed. He's just half Andalusian, so he's got a great big crest, which gives the appearance from the riding point of view that his head is up quite a bit higher than it is. And you can see there, every time he's kind of round, I'm just very soft with my hands, and then every time he comes back up or counterflexes, I engage the contact a little to help encourage him to shape nicely and stretch into the contact. We only got a little bit of video at the canter. Unfortunately, a couple of the clips from my GoPro were like frozen clips of just kludgy moving pictures with sound associated with them, so we only got a little bit of his canter work.
Oh.
And now it's nearing the end of the riding day, and it's time to put the horses back in their pen from the field. The fence in the field is not very good, so I don't tend to leave them out overnight. Most horses went away without incident, but if you look way over there, you can see Diamond and Boo, aka Athena, gallivanting.
Come on, Diamond. Hey, Booby. boy. Good girl, Hey, Muff. Yeah, you good boy. Good girl, Abby. Yeah, Sneaky. Oh, good girl, Nick. Hi, Booby. Good girl. Boy. Time to go away. Good girl, Lily. Hi. Yeah. You gotta go home now. Come on, Buster. Your whole herd has left you. You gotta go home. So cute. Show it. Oh, Bee. Oh, moss. No, Boopy. It's all gone. It's all gone. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No. Apollo. You sit in your face. Look at this face. Hey, sweetie. It's empty. All gone. Oh, Apollo. He's so handsome. So handsome. Stop eating the camera. No. No. Take my bag. No. Okay. Someone's gonna get seriously in distress here. Just stealing my bag. Hi, Mabby. Happy Easter's to the Mav. Happy Easter's. There's Lily the filly. Oh, she's so nice. She's so nice. She's a nice filly. Shedding out here. Someone needs a grooming. Someone's been slacking on the grooming of the Lily. She's so neat. She has like these really dark guard hairs. And then underneath she's like pretty much red or orange. Very nice filly. Very nice filly. Okay, I got to go mix feed now.